From the look of things, it appears the King Hezekiah biblical allusion that was shared by retired General Chiwenga, an allusion that was meant to send a clear message that the extension of the term of office or Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 for Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa was a red line for retired General Chiwenga and the other faction of Zanu PF, having heard the message quite well and quite clear, have decided has been responding. And guess what? Up to today, the King Hezekiah story is still giving Zanu PF of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa sleepless nights. Douglas Mahiya has also become one of the individuals who have come out speaking about the King Hezekiah story, saying Chiwenga misled the people of Zimbabwe. He did not properly actually put out the story of King Hezekiah, in fact bringing his own version or his own interpretation to support the illegal Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So let's hear the story of King Hezekiah explained by the Zanu PF War Veterans Secretary, that is Douglas Mahiya, contradicting retired General Chiwenga. What is happening here? Okay. I'm not getting the sound clear. Let me try to see what is happening. Everything appears to be on board. All right. I'm still sorting my stuff. Okay, let me just disconnect the machines and play without the machine.
Maridzo yakaitwa isina kumira yandinofunga kuti inoda kugadziriswa ya Hezekiah. Inini chikoro chandakaita ndeche Bible. Nine masters in theology. Constitutional bill number 3 haina kutanga ne Zanu PF. Yakatotanga na Hezekiah. Nokuti Hezekiah akavingwa nemutumwa wa Mwari kuti makore ako kurarama apera. Bibheri rinoti akatendeuka akatarisa kusaidi akanamata akati Mwari ndondiwonaiwo. Mwari nobva atuma mupirisita mwechete wekuti chienda ndamupa 15 years more. Saka yanga iri nyaya yeconstitutional bill number 3. Nokuti akazopiwa 15 years. Asi vaMnangagwa tangowapa 3 years. Saka ndiani anoramba constitutional bill number 3 iyo yakatendwa naMwari kuna Hezekiah, yatendwawo kuti ipiwe vaMnangagwa yemakore kusvika pa 2030. Saka toda kutenda kuti tapuwa makore akawanda zvakadai. Ndoda kutanga ndaparidza maridzo yakaitwa isina kumira yandinofunga kuti inoda kugadziriswa ya Hezekiah.
So there it is, Douglas Mahiya responding, in fact, in contradiction with what retired General Chiwenga was seeking to put across when he spoke about the story of King Hezekiah, saying King Hezekiah wanted more years to live, but as much as he was granted more years to live foolishly slow, So those years were full of pain and agony. Those years he found himself captured in a foreign land and in jail. In simple terms, the general was trying to tell Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa that, of course, you can get away with your extension of the term after your term has expired, but there would be consequences. Consequences such as jail. There will be more consequences. It will cause more chaos and trouble, more than actually when your time is up. In fact, postulating that as a foolish decision, if ever, is going to be undertaken by Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. When he was preaching at his church, that is the Roman Catholic, but well, as we interpreted this, taking into consideration what is happening in Zimbabwe, and we explained it contextually as to what exactly what was the message that Chiwenga was sending unambiguously to Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. It trended on social media, and guess what? The likes of Douglas Mahiya and many more have responded on King Hezekiah's story, and some they responded insulting, some they responded like Douglas Mahiya saying the scripture was misinterpreted. When you try to understand how the scripture was misinterpreted, in fact, the interpretation of Douglas Mahiya causes more confusion, because it says King Hezekiah prayed for himself for 15 years, and the servant of the Lord was sent to him to say he has been granted those 15 years. So in simple terms, what is Douglas Mahiya trying to do here? He's trying to tell us that now Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 is a product of Mnangagwa. It was prayed for by Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, a narrative that some of his allies have been actually saying, no, it's not the bedroom of Mnangagwa, it's not Mnangagwa that wants to extend his term of office. In fact, it is the grassroots of Zanu PF, and that is why the matter has been taken to the conference that wants to see their president extending his term of office. So it's quite clear what Douglas Mahiya exhibits in this case. Is exhibiting a Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa who is resisting to actually listen to the instructions or to actually advice per se that has been given by retired General Chiwenga, or his interpretation of Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026, that even though Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa gets it, there would be hell of a price to pay. In fact, the situation would be complicated. It would be complex. It would be the message has been sent, and the other side also is responding to the clear message. So we are seeing public exchanges between the factions. That's why I was saying now, if you are a sane person having this knowledge, and having heard Wignell Chiva saying, no, there is absolutely no misunderstanding between Chiwenga and Mnangagwa. Chiwenga is my father and all that, and explaining that I even gave him my cars for free to use, and on his wedding I gave him 50,000. Well, I have explained and interpreted what is the meaning of that, more not from a face value, but when we are looking at it with deeper political meanings. And now you've got the Douglas Mahiya deliberately, publicly condemning the interpretation of retired General Chiwenga, which was done in a church setup, but then convening people using political platforms to respond to him, saying he misinterpreted the scripture. That is what they are simply saying, that you used the scriptures wrongly. This is how you were supposed to interpret this scripture. To me, it's an escalation in the conflict of Zanu PF, which has been ongoing now for more than 2 years. These people actually, in the past, they were not exchanging words as they are in the moment. So Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa is still sending his supporters to do more provocation. We know that now we are left with almost a week and some days for this bill to actually find its way to the Parliament of Zimbabwe. And you see, they are testing waters. That is why there is more provocation to what retired General Chiwenga said. It may be a political strategy of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, and we expect also responses to this provocation. Quite complex times in Zimbabwe at the moment ahead of us. I know that is quiet, but there is a lot that is going on behind the scenes in Zanu PF, in line exactly with this case under discussion. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Ogangubu Mhlabane is signing off. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast.